Warning: many stories and graphics in this presentation may be deemed inappropriate for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Chapter 1: Hate Groups. According to the Department of Justice, hate groups advocate and practice hatred, hostility, or violence towards members of a race, ethnicity, nation, religion, gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, or any other designated sector of society. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, there are 917 hate groups currently operating in the United States. Since 2015, there has been a 197% increase in the total number of anti-Muslim hate groups in the United States. In 2015, the Southern Poverty Law Center documented 193 Black separatist groups. In 2016, 130 Ku Klux Klan groups were recorded. In 2016, the total number of anti-government, patriot groups reached 663. The Southern Poverty Law Center has documented an explosive rise in the number of hate groups since the turn of the century, driven in part by anger over Latino immigration and demographic projections showing that whites will no longer hold majority status in the country by 2040. The rise accelerated in 2009, the year President Obama took office, but declined after that, in part because large numbers of extremists were moving to the web and away from on-the-ground activities. In the last 2 years, in part due to the presidential campaign that flirted heavily with extremist ideas, the hate group count has risen again. Chapter 2: Hate Crimes. According to the Department of Justice, hate crimes are acts of physical harm and specific criminal threats motivated by hostility based on race, color, national origin, religion, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability.
One of the most infamous moments in our state's history occurred this week in 1955. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old African-American from Chicago visiting family in Money, Mississippi. Although never confirmed, a rumor spread that Till had whistled at a white woman. 4 nights later, the woman's husband and another man kidnapped Till, savagely beat him, shot him, then tied him with barbed wire to a large metal fan and threw it in the Tallahatchie River. The 2 men were acquitted by an all-white jury. Protected by double jeopardy laws, the men then boasted about committing the murder and sold their story to the press. Emmett Till's mother demanded his casket be opened at his funeral so the world could see her son's mutilated body. Till's murder became a major catalyst for the civil rights movement. This has been Mississippi, a thread through time.
It was a shocking killing that rocked the East Texas town of Jasper 13 years ago.
Not only did it get nationwide attention, it prompted a new law against hate crimes. Back in 1998, a black man, James Byrd Jr., accepted a ride from 3 white men. Instead of taking him home, they drove him down a remote Jasper County road, beat him, and dragged him for 3 miles behind their pickup truck.
Systemic racism has become a major issue in American politics, particularly as it relates to the police. The recent murders of people of color such as George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor have sparked international protests and calls for reforming policing in America. This has given new energy to the Black Lives Matter movement and progressive politicians promoting changes in how policing in America should be done. How do you think this situation can be resolved?
Well, here's a question for you. Did you know that since 9/11, there's been over 800 bias incidents against Sikhs in the U.S. That's according to the Department of Justice and the FBI. But a report by the Bureau of Justice Statistics shows that as of 2005, the true number could be up to 15 times higher. That's because so many of these crimes actually go unreported. Sikhs are often victims of hate crimes because of anti-Muslim bigotry.
The FBI and the Justice Department are investigating a new series of bomb threats directed against Jewish community centers across the country. The JCC's reported 11 bomb threats on Monday alone. That brings the total number to 69 threats in 27 states just over the past 6 weeks, most of them falling on just 4 dates. Fortunately, though, no bombs have been found so far. Also on Monday, look at this, more than 100 headstones were found vandalized at a Jewish cemetery in Missouri. It's not clear yet if there's any link to the bomb threats, though.
The Pulse nightclub was not Orlando's most crowded venue that deadly Saturday night, but it was full, a popular go-to spot for the city's LGBT population, which may explain why it was struck. At vigils across the country, including this one in Washington, many expressed solidarity and outrage.
There has to be anger on some level. Some are not willing to acknowledge that there's been violence that's been committed against a very specific part of the American population. It seems amazing to me in this day and age that something like this could happen.
First tonight, a transgender woman speaks out as the man charged with hurting her in a hate crime sits in jail. Good evening, I'm Rob McCartney.
I'm Brandy Peterson. Prosecutors charge 45-year-old Stephen Thompson with felony assault and hate crime. This after a reported attack inside the bathroom of a bar.
Tonight, his accuser is speaking with KATV News Watch 7's Nicole Goodrich. She's live with a big story.
Stephen Thompson is still in jail here tonight. Cara Barone says she didn't know the man accused of attacking her, and she doesn't want to focus on what happened. But tonight, she's sharing her story so that it does not inspire fear in the LGBT community. With a bloody nose and a busted lip, these photos of Cara Barone speak for themselves. Now, a few days later, she says the physical wounds are healing.
I'm doing a lot better. My nose feels better now. It hurt pretty bad and my lip was sore for a couple days.
But the emotional pain will take time.
It's still a lot to take in and comprehend.
Police say Barone was in the bathroom at Down Under Lounge, and when she came out, this man, Stephen Thompson, punched her in the face, shouting homosexual slurs.
Chapter 3. Upstander. How to combat hate in your community.
For anyone, it can make all the difference just knowing that there's someone out there who believes that they're worth something.
If you see somebody getting made fun of and they're walking by you down the hall and you can say, I like your shirt, you know, or just something simple that makes them feel good.
A lot of people who are being bullied need friends to comfort them. Or just like a compliment a day, make somebody smile or something.
Talk to them a little bit, even if it's a hi or a smile.
Say hi to them, smile at them, ask them how their day is going.
It doesn't take that much. It can be one step forward, it can be one sentence, it can be one look.
Be a friend to this person, let them know it's all right. If you need any help, I am here.
Be courageous and bold and shock yourself with how kind and generous and helpful you can be.
To smile, to make eye contact, to be inviting, to be kind.
To look to make people's lives slightly better.
Go sit next to them in the lunchroom. Talk to them at their locker.
So that they know that they're not alone and that someone else cares.
A single word from a popular kid or a single word from somebody who hasn't been my friend to this point of kindness or of acceptance or of recognition.
That little bit of communication and kindness just gave me hope that there was around the corner that I would find myself in a different world.
If everybody kind of took that and they always welcomed someone in that they saw feeling left out, then that definitely is something that changes a person forever.
You as one person are completely making a difference in that person's life just by being their friend.
What can you do? 10 easy steps to becoming an upstander. Step 1. Learn more. Educate yourself in your community with the facts and how you can help stand up against hate. Step 2. Help others. Be a friend even if this person is not yet your friend. Step 3. Stop untrue or harmful messages from spreading. Either online or in person, make it clear that you do not think harmful behavior is cool or funny. Step 4. Get friends involved. Let people know that you are an upstander and encourage them to be one too. Step 5. Make friends outside your circle. Eat lunch with someone new. Show support for someone who is upset. Step 6. Be aware of hate and support upstander policies at school and in your community. How can you support codes of conduct? If there is not a policy, get involved and find out how you can establish one. Step 7. Welcome new students and coworkers. Make an effort to introduce the new person to others and make them feel comfortable. Step 8. Refuse to be a bystander. Be a positive role model to your friends, coworkers, and others. Step 9. Respect others and their differences. Everyone is different, and that is what makes all of us unique. Help others respect these differences. Step 10. Develop an Upstander program or project in your community. Promote socially responsible behavior at work, at school, and in your community. Find others who are committed to creating awareness and developing support.
As a kid, I was picked on, and it hurt me deep. I didn't know why I was disliked, but I figured if this is what making them cool, I want to be cool.
We would bully other kids, and that was a good way for me to put a wall up, I guess. And if I hurt others first, then they can't hurt me.
I would just, throw things around or push people around. The same things that people were doing to me.
Was it fun? No. Did it feel good? For some reason, yeah. Why? Because it's just so much anger built up that you just got to release with them. And since they're feeling pain, I'm like, all right, they're feeling the same thing I'm feeling.
When my friends started telling me, yo, you bullying, and I just be like, how I'm bullying? And then they explain to me, like, how I would bully the person.
I just remember it as a moment, like, why did I go with it? Why did I go with the flow?
And it was weird because it was kind of like this mob mentality or this herd mentality.
It's one of those things that, 40 years later, I feel ashamed about.
I'm not gonna stand here and tell this camera that I've never bullied anybody before, because I have. And I regret that. And it makes me feel terrible inside when I think back to that.
Even sometimes thinking about it will make me so sad that my little sister had to go through that, even though I was doing the same thing to another girl.
If you've done something that you regret, I would get complete with what it is that you did that's regretful.
The key is to just kill those habits.
If you're in high school, of course you can find that person and you can say whatever your truth is. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry I did that.
If you feel like you've done something wrong and I should say sorry, don't just walk around with that.
For people that have done that out there, that have picked on other people and bullied, it's never too late just to stop and be like, hey, I'm tired of being the asshole here. Today I'm gonna start being someone else.
I used to think it'd be weird to go from being so mean to suddenly nice, and that seems really fake. You just have to try to change. You gotta start one step at a time. You don't suddenly have to be the perfect person the next day, but just do one kind thing a day. It'll turn into 2, it'll turn into 3. You're never stuck being who you are.
Join me and make the Upstander Pledge today. read the following aloud. Thank you for keeping hate off our streets. Please read the questions located on the panels of the exhibit and respond using the provided post-it notes.